I believe we have been taught, no, don't talk about religion. No, don't talk politics. No, don't talk about XYZ, right? We are losing the art of knowing how to have a discussion with someone that thinks differently than we do. We're not teaching our children that. We're not teaching each other that. We're teaching someone, if you disagree with someone.
This has been something on my mind for quite a while, but I think I haven't been in the right space to do it until now.
Welcome to MultiformPTSD. Here's your host, Tracy Lowry.
Thanks for being here. So glad you're here. I'm sorry this is running a little late, but better late than never, right? I apologize. My voice is a little crackly, a little husky. I'm recovering from COVID-19. Today I am finally out of quarantine, just not feeling good enough to do much about it. But that's okay. I am here because I want to serve you the very best of my ability, even if that's a little different than how it normally looks. I'm coming to you from at my mom's house. I'm just making good with what I got right now. What I want to talk to you today is how to disagree. You have strong opinions. Awesome. So do I. And I feel right now, everyone's got a strong opinion about something or about everything. And those strong opinions are great. I am not going to talk about which side's right and wrong. So don't worry, this is not going to be a politically heated discussion. And I don't want it to turn into that. I'm talking to both sides. I'm talking to all sides. I'm talking to everyone in the middle, even not political. Whether it comes to COVID, whether it comes to your football team in the playoffs right now, right? Right now, I'm in so many groups and I'm reading so many different pages and profiles, and I'm seeing so much just hate just being thrown out there like it doesn't matter. Look, I'm the first person to say I'm a very passionate person. I have very strong opinions. People aren't always going to agree with me, and I'm not going to agree with everybody else. That's okay. That's okay. I want everyone to take a seat back and just take away all the labels. Take away the fact that you are a Republican or that you're a Democrat or that you are a Green Bay Packer fan or a Buccaneers fan, or if you are pro-masks or anti-masks or anywhere in between. I want you to take all those labels out. Take a deep breath, and I want you just to take a quick journey with me. I learned this from a counselor that I had once, where in my head, I would make up crazy stories about myself, about others, about situations, and they became fact in my head. And one of the biggest things I did for my healing and recovery from some of the terrible traumas I've had in my life and events that I've had to deal with in my life and hurts and pains and traumas and struggles was to take a step back. And here's what I want you to ask yourself. Whenever you're feeling very stuck, I want you to sit back and just ask yourself, what if that's not true? Whatever story you were hanging on to so tight that if it was a person, you'd be choking them. What if this isn't true? So don't worry, this shouldn't be anything that you feel like you need to click off or unfollow me, unfriend me, whatever. This isn't political as far as one side or another. This is just how we as people can better handle differences. Here's my thing. I believe we have been taught, no, don't talk about religion. No, don't talk politics. No, don't talk about XYZ, right? We are losing the art of knowing how to have a discussion with someone that thinks differently than we do. We're not teaching our children that. We're not teaching each other that. We're teaching someone, if you disagree with someone, then you better shut up and just don't talk about it. I think, especially here in the United States, I believe that we should be talking about these things. That's what freedom of speech is. We have freedom of speech. We have the freedom to talk about what we believe, and we should all have the freedom to do so. Now, that being said, I know some of you are going, oh, she's going there. Here's where I'm going. And I can give examples from all sides, okay? I have my opinions. How I feel it is important to express our opinions and to express our options and our disagreement. Look, we need to be able to talk and have conversations. We need to be able to have hard conversations. I have one of my very closest, deepest friends that in my life, love him dearly. One of the things I love about our friendship, relationship is we're able to disagree. And we still like each other at the end of the conversation, usually. We are able to have discussions about which football team we think is the better football team, what quarterback's the better quarterback, politics, even within our own relationships. When one of us pisses the other one off, and we're able to have those tough discussions without being hateful to the other one. Okay? Now, easy said than done when it's someone that we do love. Okay, and I love this person dearly. So how do we do it with someone that we don't necessarily love, that we don't necessarily have respect for? We still need to show them respect because we're not going to get anywhere. Look, we are watching the world divide right now before our eyes. This is a historical moment. Whatever side you're on, whatever you believe, I think we all can agree on that. Right now, there is a huge divide on so many topics right now. The way we talk to the other side. Have you ever been able to change someone's mind or viewpoint by screaming in their face, or by saying hurtful, mean things, or by laughing at someone else, or criticizing, or just throwing everything at them? Have you ever changed someone's mind with that? I would venture to say the answer to that 99% of the time is no. And I can tell you, I'm sitting here in a corner, okay? It matches with what I'm about to say, because if you back someone in a corner, if you're here yelling at me about your viewpoints and I'm trying to be nice and blah, 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 you're going to hit me in this corner, okay? I'm stuck, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to come out fighting. I need out of this corner, right? I'm feeling stuck. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to start throwing it back at you. And then what are we getting? Conflict. Hate. And neither one of us are going to walk away from that conversation feeling like the other one hurt us. We're not going to change the other one's mind that way. We don't even necessarily need to change the other person's mind. Now, when you're in a discussion with someone and you disagree with them, I want you to think about this question. Maybe it's when you go home. If you have time or in the moment, you can think about it right then and there. But ask yourself, what if that wasn't true? I used to tell myself how stupid I am, ugly I am, fat I am. You know, I had a list long of negative things I had to say about me. And one of the biggest tools I was given in my recovery from all of that was, what if the things I was telling myself wasn't true? Doesn't mean they're not true, and it doesn't mean that they are true, but just question it. What if that wasn't true? This is what I've tried to do. When things like Black Lives Matter, the riots and the race issue and all those things, when all those things came out, I really tried to, okay, I had my opinions, I had my stance, and I was pretty strong and pretty strong on those. But I decided to take a step back because there was a lot of noise. I was like, you know what? What if what's in my head isn't true? Just what if it wasn't? You don't have to tell anyone that you're having that question, okay? It can just be between you, yourself, and I, right? So what if that wasn't right? What if that wasn't true? What would that look like? How does this look like to the other side? Let me take a step out of my shoes and put myself in their shoes. How would it look? Okay? Now, what that did for me is, what if it wasn't true? What if I'm really not stupid? What if I'm really not ugly? What if I'm really not worthless? What if what I'm telling myself, and I was very strong in those beliefs, but what if that wasn't true? What would that look like? How would I try and prove the opposite? How does this relate? I'm not going to get into sides, but I am going to get into some real life situations right now. So right now, we are in the middle of a really huge election turmoil. President Trump, President Biden. There are those who believe that there was voter fraud, and they believe that very hard. And there are those who think that that happened think they are idiots, and they think that very hard. Okay? I'm not even going to tell you what side I'm on that, because that's not what matters. What matters is this. Take a step back, and whichever side of that you're on, or lean maybe a little more towards, take a step back. You don't have to tell anyone you've done it, just for self-inventory. What if that wasn't true? What if there really was voter fraud? What if they really took what I voted, what everyone around me voted, and threw it out the window and said, doesn't matter, this is who we've decided is going to be the president? How would that make you feel? If that was true. Not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't. But what if it was? Just think about it. Can you understand? You don't have to agree, but can you understand why maybe some people would be really upset about that? This is what this country, the United States of America, is all about, is how we have a democracy, how we're able to vote people in, how our voices as normal Americans, what we want to be the leaders of this country, to move forward. So what if it's true? What if there was voter fraud? Whether you agree with it or not, at least maybe you can see why people are so upset about that on both sides. Honestly, if it's true that there was voter fraud, all sides should be peeved right off, because they just nullified votes. Okay? Took the voice right out of our hands. Now, those of you who think there is no way voter fraud of that magnitude would happen in this country, that is ridiculous. And all those who think that that's the case are idiots. Okay? Now, if you're on the other side of that, take a step back. What if that's true? What if there really wasn't voter fraud? What if there really were that many people who came out and voted for Biden? What if that's true? Take a step back. How would that make you feel? How would you feel that there's a bunch of people making a whole lot of noise about the idiocy of people who believe that it is true? That how would people actually think that could happen in this country? You can see why maybe that would be infuriating, watching, the rallies, what happened in Washington, D.C., where they jumped into the White House. Now, I'm not getting into the politics of all that, but you can see why looking at that would be like, you guys are idiots. You are just causing trouble. You're just delaying the inevitable. You're acting like whiny babies, okay? I like to think I can step back and go, I get it. I don't agree with you, but I can understand maybe where you're coming from. We all grew up differently. We all have different things in our minds, triggers in our minds. We all have psychological synapses that fire a certain way that makes us believe a certain way we do. And they're all different. Thank goodness. How boring would this world be if we all thought the exact same thing? So boring. Anyway, so now, after you kind of take that inventory, this is what I've done in a lot of areas of my life. Okay, what if that's true? What if this isn't true? How would that look? How would I feel if I believed this? Now, you don't have to agree. You can step back and have that objective look on things and go, okay, yep, I've done my research and I totally believe that there was voter fraud. Or I've totally done my research and these guys are absolutely lunatics for thinking that. Okay? And then once you have your stance, you have every right, and I encourage you to stay strong in that belief. Stand strong. Absolutely. I believe that we can talk about those beliefs. We can talk about those differences. I think if we don't listen to both sides and where each side's coming from, we're going to lose so much that we could gain. Okay? Now, you don't have to agree. I can sit down. I am a huge, those of you who know me, I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. Okay? Huge. Have been since he was quarterback at the University of Michigan, and will be until he is 60 and still the GOAT. Okay? I was a Brady fan before being a Brady fan was cool. But I can sit back. I don't believe that he was a part of some grand scheme to change the weight of the ball. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that happened. Now, some people look at me and go, "You're absolutely right. That was just stupid. That whole thing was, just them trying to get Brady down and trying to shut him down and blah, 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 blah." Or there are those who say, "Are you kidding? How can you think that he wouldn't do that? Like, of course he did." Okay? There's both sides, and I get it. But that's the thing. I can step back and go, if I really truly believed that a quarterback from another team that I didn't like cheated, and that's how they had all of his success, all of his rings, all of his... Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being a little biased now. But if it was another team and another quarterback, I may not feel the same way. I may be like, hey, you can't cheat your way into the Super Bowl. You can't cheat your way in here. We all worked hard. Why? How cheating is just wrong. I can understand that. I've looked at it. I've researched, I've dug, because I don't want to believe those things about Brady, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Maybe it is. I don't believe that, but I can listen to people who think that way and be like, dude, the rings talk, okay? And I can blow it off and whatever. Here's the thing. Take the heat and the venom out of whatever your stance is. And just try to understand maybe where the other one's coming from. Because what's happening is those who aren't doing that are teaching their kids not to do that. And as a country, we're just dividing. And as a world, we're dividing and dividing and dividing. And we're just losing touch on so many levels. Now, on the two examples I talked about, there's the one side that believes, the Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. I can get on board with that. I'm sorry. I believe everyone should be on board with all lives matter. Because every life does. So I can get on board with any group of whoever lives matter, except for pedophiles. I have a hard time with that one, but all lives matter. So of course Black Lives Matter. Now, if you want to walk down and protest with your signs and you want to tell people how you feel and you want to express why you feel that way, I will march with you. I will march with you. Same thing would happen in the Capitol. Those that believe there was voter fraud and that their country's being stolen from them, I will march with you. Because that's your right to believe that. That is your right. That's how you feel. I will march and protest with you. Absolutely. Now, am I going to do the illegal things that are just full of hate and not going to change anyone's mind? Just going to polarize us even more? No. I'm not going to start burning places down. I'm not going to storm buildings and wreck them and steal things. And there's just... things are just crazy right now. Stand for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in. Talk about what you believe in. Absolutely. But the minute you start yelling and start coming at it with hate, and hate, nobody's listening anymore. Once that happened, on both sides of the field, what happened to the rest of the world? Whoa, y'all are crazy. Right? Are they crazy? No, not in their beliefs, just in how they delivered those beliefs. So it's not about changing your decision. It's not about changing your stance. It's about understanding maybe where the other side's coming from and learning how to disagree without being disrespectful. How to treat people with respect without necessarily respecting them or their decisions. We can still treat people with respect. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you need to change your opinion. Now, if you look at the facts and because you step back and become objective, it might change your mind. You might see, if you get rid of all of the hate, there's a lot of things that can open up to us and we can see the truth, see the light, maybe see things way differently. But you're not going to see the truth when you're filled with hate. It just doesn't work that way. Our brains just can't open up enough. Our hearts cannot open up enough to see the truth. So that's all I'm saying. Just take a step back. do a little woosah if you've seen, what is it, Bad Boys 2, woosah. Calm down, get yourself in a neutral place, neutral, and just kind of see things from all sides. And when you have your stance, stand there, and you stand there strong, and you stand up for your beliefs. But that doesn't mean you have to disrespect and hurt and cause chaos and fear for those who disagree with you. That's all I have for you here. If you want to follow me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss another episode. And my website, you can follow me, www.tracylowry.com. That simple. So thank you again. I'm here every Monday. I'm a little late today, but I'm here, and I am recovering from COVID, and that's a whole nother subject that I would love to talk to you about someday, but not today. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay respectful, and stand strong. And we'll all make it through this together and not divided. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, I just wanted to say before you go, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing with your friends. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe, like, and follow us on social media. I am Tracy Lowry, and we will be here every Monday, ready to help you in your struggle. All right, I gotta go. See you next episode. Mic drop.